Have you ever heard something so unbelievable that your first reaction was to laugh and say, "There's no way that's true"? Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Stay with us until the very end because the final fact reveals something happening inside your body right now that most people have absolutely no idea about. Let's begin. Fact number 10. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that your birthday would arrive before the day itself was over. It sounds impossible. But on the scorching world known as Venus, something remarkably close to that actually happens. Venus is often called Earth's twin because of its similar size. But beneath that familiar appearance lies a world that behaves in ways that challenge common sense. Here on Earth, we measure a day by how long it takes our planet to spin once on its axis. That rotation takes roughly 24 hours. A year, on the other hand, is the amount of time it takes Earth to travel around the Sun. Simple, predictable, easy to understand. Venus completely changes the rules. Scientists discovered that Venus rotates incredibly slowly. In fact, the planet takes approximately 243 Earth days to complete a single rotation. Think about that for a moment. If you somehow stood on the surface of Venus and watched the Sun move across the sky, you would wait more than 8 months before a single day had passed. But here's where things become even harder to believe. While Venus is taking those 243 Earth days to complete one rotation, it only needs about 225 Earth days to travel around the Sun. That means Venus finishes an entire year before it finishes a single day. Read that again. A full year passes before one day ends. For most people hearing this for the first time, it sounds completely backwards. But the numbers don't lie. The strange rotation of Venus has fascinated astronomers for decades because it serves as a reminder that the universe doesn't always follow the expectations we build from life on Earth. Out there, beyond our planet, reality can be far stranger than fiction. And as unbelievable as this fact may seem, it is only the beginning. Because the next fact takes us hundreds of millions of years into the past and reveals that one of the ocean's most feared predators existed long before something we see every day on land. Fact number 9. When most people imagine prehistoric Earth, they picture endless forests stretching across the landscape, towering trees reaching toward the sky, and strange creatures moving beneath their branches. It feels natural to assume trees have always been here. After all, they're everywhere. But what if one of the ocean's most feared predators was already ruling the seas millions of years before the first tree ever appeared on land? That sounds impossible. Yet it's completely true. Sharks have been swimming through Earth's oceans for roughly 400 million years. To put that into perspective, the first true trees appeared around 350 million years ago. That means sharks existed about 50 million years before the earliest forests began spreading across the planet. Imagine an Earth where no tree had ever cast a shadow. No forests. No wooden cabins. No apples hanging from branches. No leaves blowing in the wind. And yet beneath the waves, sharks were already hunting, surviving, and evolving. Even more remarkable is the fact that sharks have survived multiple mass extinctions. Entire groups of animals disappeared forever, but sharks continued adapting and finding ways to survive. Their story stretches so far into the past that it becomes difficult to comprehend. The next time you see a shark in a documentary or aquarium, remember this. You're looking at a creature whose ancestors were swimming through ancient oceans long before the world's first tree ever rooted itself into the ground. Fact number 8. A woman named Sarah once told her friends that bananas are berries. Everyone laughed. Someone immediately pointed toward a strawberry and said, "Then what is that?" The answer surprised everyone. Because according to botanical science, bananas are berries. Strawberries are not. It sounds completely backwards. Most people assume berries are simply small sweet fruits. But scientists use a much more specific definition. A true berry develops from a single flower with one ovary and contains seeds embedded inside the fruit. Bananas meet those requirements. Strawberries don't. In fact, the tiny seed-like structures covering the outside of a strawberry are actually individual fruits themselves. The part we eat isn't considered a true berry at all. For generations, people have used everyday language to classify fruits. Science sees things differently. And once you learn the official definition, you realize that some of the foods you've been identifying your entire life belong in completely unexpected categories. Fact number 7. Thousands of years ago, workers sealed treasures inside ancient Egyptian tombs. Gold, jewelry, artifacts, objects intended to accompany rulers into the afterlife. Centuries passed, then centuries more. Entire civilizations rose and fell. Empires appeared and disappeared. Eventually, archaeologists opened some of these ancient tombs and discovered something astonishing. Containers of honey that were still preserved. Not months old, not years old, thousands of years old, and in some cases, still edible. Honey possesses unique characteristics that make it one of the most durable natural foods on Earth. Its low water content makes it difficult for bacteria to grow. Its acidic nature creates an environment that many microorganisms struggle to survive in. Combined, these qualities allow honey to remain preserved for incredibly long periods when stored properly. Imagine tasting something produced before many famous historical events had even occurred. A food older than entire nations. A food that quietly waited through the rise and fall of civilizations. It's one of nature's most remarkable creations. Fact number 6. If someone told you an animal had 3 hearts, you would probably assume they were joking. But deep beneath the ocean lives a creature that does exactly that. The octopus. One of the most intelligent animals on Earth. And one of the strangest. 2 of its hearts pump blood toward the gills where oxygen is collected. The 3rd heart pumps oxygen-rich blood throughout the rest of the body. But the story gets even stranger. When an octopus swims, the main heart responsible for circulating blood throughout the body temporarily stops beating. Scientists believe this is one reason octopuses often prefer crawling along the ocean floor rather than swimming long distances. Their bodies are unlike almost anything else in the animal kingdom. 3 hearts. Blue blood. Extraordinary problem-solving abilities. The more researchers study them, the more fascinating they become. Fact number 5. Gold has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. Wars have been fought over it. Empires have been built around it. Entire economies have depended upon it. But what if the largest supply of gold isn't locked inside banks or buried in mines? What if it's hidden far beneath our feet? Scientists believe enormous amounts of gold exist deep within Earth's core. The quantity is so massive that if it could somehow be brought to the surface and evenly distributed, there would be enough gold to cover the entire planet in a thin layer. Unfortunately, there's one enormous problem. The gold is buried thousands of kilometers below the surface, far beyond any technology humanity currently possesses. For now, it remains locked away in one of the most inaccessible places imaginable. A treasure beyond reach, hidden beneath every city, mountain, forest, and ocean on Earth. And yet even that incredible fact isn't as strange as what's coming next. Fact number 4. A researcher studying wildlife once came across something that seemed impossible. Small cubes scattered across the ground. At first glance, they looked manufactured, almost as though someone had carefully shaped them. But these weren't man-made objects. They were animal droppings. Specifically, wombat droppings. Wombats are the only known animals that produce cube-shaped poop. As ridiculous as it sounds, it's true. Scientists believe the unusual shape helps prevent the droppings from rolling away. This allows wombats to mark territory more effectively. Researchers spent years trying to understand how this happened. Eventually, they discovered that the unique elasticity of the wombat's intestines plays a major role in creating the cube-like structure. Nature never stops finding ways to surprise us. And sometimes the strangest scientific discoveries come from places nobody expects. Fact number 3. Millions of people visit the Eiffel Tower every year. They photograph it, admire it, and assume it remains exactly the same height every day. But that's not actually true. During the summer months, the Eiffel Tower can become taller. As temperatures increase, the metal expands. This process is known as thermal expansion. The hotter the weather becomes, the more the metal structure stretches. As a result, the tower can grow several inches taller than its normal height. When temperatures cool again, the metal contracts. The tower returns closer to its usual size. It's a reminder that even some of the world's most famous landmarks are constantly changing, even when those changes are too small for most people to notice. And now we've reached the final 2 facts. The next one involves a creature so resilient that scientists sent it into space and watched it survive. Fact number 2. Imagine being frozen for years. Then imagine being exposed to intense radiation. Now imagine surviving the vacuum of outer space itself. For almost every known living thing on Earth, those conditions would be fatal. But there is one tiny creature that seems to ignore the rules. Meet the tardigrade, a microscopic animal so small that most people will never see one with the naked eye. Yet despite its size, it has earned a reputation as one of the toughest creatures ever discovered. Tardigrades can survive extreme heat, extreme cold, crushing pressure, dehydration, and radiation levels that would kill many other forms of life. When conditions become too harsh, they enter a special state where their bodies almost completely shut down. Their metabolism slows to nearly undetectable levels, allowing them to endure environments that seem impossible for life. Scientists have even sent tardigrades into space. Exposed directly to the harsh conditions outside Earth's protective atmosphere, many survived. Think about that for a moment. While humans require advanced spacecraft, oxygen systems, and protective equipment to survive beyond Earth, this tiny creature can withstand conditions that sound like something from a science fiction movie. Its resilience continues to fascinate researchers because studying how tardigrades survive could one day help us develop new technologies, improve medicine, and better understand the limits of life itself. But as incredible as the tardigrade may be, the final fact is much closer to home. In fact, it's happening inside your body right now. Most people go their entire lives without realizing it. Fact number 1. A man named Michael was sitting in a doctor's office when he heard something that stopped him in his tracks. The doctor explained that parts of his body were constantly being replaced. Cells were dying. New ones were forming. Old tissues were being renewed. And one of the most surprising examples involved his stomach. At first, it sounded impossible. After all, the stomach contains powerful acids capable of breaking down food every single day. How could such a delicate organ survive constant exposure to those harsh conditions? The answer is remarkable. Your stomach protects itself by continuously renewing its inner lining. Special cells produce mucus that acts as a protective barrier between the stomach wall and its powerful digestive acids. Meanwhile, older cells are constantly replaced by new ones. Without this ongoing renewal process, the stomach could begin damaging itself. Right now, as you're listening to this video, your body is carrying out countless repairs and replacements without requiring any conscious effort from you. Your heart is beating. Your cells are working. Your organs are performing complex tasks. And much of it happens without you ever noticing. It's easy to take these processes for granted because they occur every second of every day. But when you stop and think about it, the human body is one of the most extraordinary systems ever known. And perhaps that's what makes this final fact so fascinating. The most unbelievable thing in this entire video isn't hidden on a distant planet. It isn't buried deep within Earth's core. It isn't swimming through ancient oceans or surviving in outer space. It's happening inside you, right now. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to think about everything we've covered. A planet where a day lasts longer than a year. Sharks that existed before trees. Bananas are technically berries while strawberries aren't. Honey that can last for thousands of years. Octopuses with 3 hearts. Enough gold hidden within Earth's core to cover the entire planet. Wombats producing cube-shaped droppings. A famous tower that changes height with the weather. Tiny creatures capable of surviving space. And a body that constantly rebuilds itself without you even realizing it. Each of these facts sounds impossible at first. Yet every single one is real. They remind us that the world is far stranger, more fascinating, and more extraordinary than it often appears. Sometimes the most incredible stories aren't found in fiction. They're hidden in science, history, nature, and the universe around us. So, which fact shocked you the most? Was it the shark that existed before trees, the honey that never spoils, the 3-hearted octopus, or the tiny animal that survived space? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more unbelievable true stories and mind-blowing facts, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upcoming video. Thank you for watching. And remember, the truth is often far more surprising than anything we could ever imagine.